Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Property Moms Podcast. I am Alisa MacQuinn.
And I'm Chelsea McKinney.
And here, the Juggle is always real. It's
right.
actually been not too bad this time. This
Really?
might be the first time that I feel like, studio-wise.
Okay,
where,
yeah, studio-wise, we're golden.
Studio-wise, yeah, like we just kind of walked in and sat down and...
Famous last words, though.
Shoot, sorry.
Something is bound to go wrong now.
Yeah. Well, usually we sit down and we're like, the Juggle is so real, and like our eyes are like
twitching
and we're like sweating because
Right.
we've been spending like the last 20 minutes just trying to get going. Right. But yeah,
it's been really easy today.
Yay. We say that and everything's going to shut down.
Well, so that's part of my like weekly update. You've been taking care of sick kids, and I've been trying to get all of our wires and stuff. Like, if I could show you, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of all of this.
We should have done it before and after.
And we'll superimpose it
Yeah.
in the video just so you can see. We literally have 5 lights, 3 cameras, a computer, a TV screen monitor.
A really nice computer.
So much going on.
Thank you to Nana Lynn.
Yeah, thanks for the Christmas gift, Mom. Thanks. We've got so much stuff going on, and there were like so many wires all coming to this central point in the room, and like our kids were tripping over it, and like it was such a hot mess. So that was my goal for this week. My whole goal for the entire week was just to like get the cords under control in this place. So now we have cords going up the walls and around doors.
But at least they're not on the floor.
That's right.
She did so good. I was working on episode 9 editing. She was in here. It's a good balance.
That's right.
Because she's like, I can help you edit. And I'm like, I don't know how you're going to do that because I'm editing it. So like, we can't do it at the same time. She's like, I'm going to do this.
Yep.
I'm like,
yep.
Love it.
I think we got it.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
All right. Question of the week.
I'm ready for it.
If you won $1 million, how would you spend it? If I had $1 million,
I would probably pay off my house.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Even though, like, so I bought down my interest rate. Mm-hmm. I did a refi in like 2020. Okay. So rates were
really good.
3.25, and I bought down to 2.5. So like the cost of borrowing money on my house is very low, but it's still like $1,700 a month. Mm-hmm. So if I could get rid of that, I think I would feel a little bit more free. So I would pay off my house. Mm-hmm. I would invest quite a bit of it. Maybe some into real estate, maybe some into stocks. I feel like, you know, who knows what the real estate market's going to do. I'm still not seeing like great deals to invest in.
No.
So, you know, there's that to think about, but the stock market just seems so risky to me. But if I like had just fun money that I didn't want to invest wisely,
right,
or be smart
money to
about,
burn, yeah,
I would love to build a detached garage with like an apartment over it.
Okay.
At my house, because currently we don't have a guest room.
Okay.
Like every single room in my house is filled to the brim with things or people or both.
Yeah.
And, you know, when my in-laws come and visit, or like we have friends who come in from out of town, and like right now a lot of people will use like Bree's room because she's not with us all the time. Like my friend Abby from high school, she'll come and visit.
Abby
usually
S?
Yeah,
okay.
She usually comes and visits in January. Like,
really?
I think she's visited every year since
that.
Archer was born. Yeah, it's
She's so cool.
It's really sweet. So,
Yeah.
but she'll use Bree's room, and she'll like work in Bree's room, but like you hear the kids in the playroom across the hall or like downstairs in the living room. So I would love to have a space that I could actually carve out for guests.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be a fun thing to do.
That'd be cool.
Would it be wise?
I think it'd be really cool. I think a lot of people, like, when they're looking for like not just like a starter home or like a real house they're gonna be in for a long time, that's like really desirable for them. So it'd be good for resale value, even though you'll probably be there forever.
I know. I can't.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I will never move.
Yeah. You have
I
no
will
reason
never
to
move.
Yeah.
I'd rearrange my house before I even move.
I know.
You know.
You can't beat the location. It's a beautiful house.
I love
good
the location.
layout.
Fun fact, I got my house as a foreclosure in 2012. In 2012.
Yeah.
and I paid like $50 a square foot. Jeez. Almost. And it honestly, was a little more than $50 a square foot, but like
when you hear foreclosure though, like you think of like some real dumps. Your house was not that bad. It was outdated.
It wasn't terrible. Like so when we first went in and saw it, we walked in the living room and I heard a noise. And I was like, I wonder what that was. And then I walked out of the living room back into the foyer and a squirrel had come up through the air vent and was like scrambling around in the foyer. Because the people who had been foreclosed on, maybe not them, maybe somebody trying to do something nefarious, pulled the HVAC unit from the house.
Nice.
So the ducts were just like completely open to the exterior.
Love that.
And it was winter. So the squirrels were like nesting in my house.
Cool.
Yeah. They had ripped out like fixtures from the ceiling.
I just picture them like crawling out of the little hole like, this'll do. This'll do.
This is fine. What are we? Yeah. No, like there were holes in the ceilings. I had to do purchaser paid for repairs prior to closing. Just for the loan to like pass appraisal.
Did you? I didn't know that about it.
I had to patch holes in ceilings. I had to go buy a stove. Like the appliances were gone. Yeah. So I had to have appliances in place. Yeah, I had to do some stuff. And then it was completely outdated.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I did a lot of stuff to my house. But, I mean, I probably got the best deal in this neighborhood.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember walking in and you had already started by the time like we had our little fun party.
Yeah.
I think like Corbin was there, wasn't he? And
Corbin was always there.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, you'd done a lot. I remember walking in being like, this is really cool. Yeah. Proud of you for that.
That's a good house. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you do?
So there's 3 things that I would do. The first thing I would do is donate probably like at least 30% of it to Stop Soldier Suicide.
Oh.
I would do that. There's also another one called 22 a Day. That's the same avenue, but one of those. I would also pay off my house because at the end of the day, that's just like the biggest bill we pay. And I don't want to do that. My dad, this is a side note. My dad pays for all of his utilities for the whole year up front. So you can do this thing like where it like averages out per month, like based on previous activity. And you can like pay for the year up front. And then whatever's left at the end of the year that's like not the difference, then you just like pay a different number at the end of the year. Do you get money back? I think it's just applied to
next year.
Yeah. He does something like that, like where he doesn't really have like a utility bill. He like pays like one big chunk up front and like he doesn't have to worry about paying it every month.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah, it's something like that. And I'm like, that sounds a whole lot easier if you have like a chunk of change to just divvy out. Anyways. And then the third thing I would do is after I paid off my house, I would build a new one.
There you go.
I would build a new one. And I would build one that like would be like our forever home.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could have like 5 acres, I would do that because I want some little creatures. I want some little things. Wouldn't mind a cow or two also.
A cow?
But yeah, they're so cute. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to have horses too.
I was expecting like goats.
Well, those two.
Like,
so if I'm going to have horses and cows, I have to have at least like 20 acres. So it's like,
okay, I
got to figure out how deep I want to get into it. But I never imagined my life without horses. So it's like weird to not, like I've been going over to, who's, I'm not going to say it online because I don't know. They like their privacy, but we went to school with her. Anyways, like I've been going over to their barn still, like every now and then and riding and just like getting in some horse time. But like, I don't know. It's just weird not to like, that was like such a big part of my life. And now it's just like not. So
yeah,
it's weird. But yeah, I'd probably do those 3 things.
Okay.
Also, side weird fun fact. I used to do wildlife rehabilitation. And so like squirrels are my favorite animal to rehabilitate. So like when you explain that, I'm like, yeah, that's hilarious. Because I probably would have been like, come here, little baby.
Aww.
You can live here.
Yeah.
This will be your room.
I'm pretty sure there was like a full family here.
That's adorable.
So cute.
The boys are super like rambunctious, but the females are really fun. They're super sweet. Anyways. Random fact about me.
I'm fine with them as long as they don't live in my house.
Yeah.
That's a different.
I mean, technically mine did while they were little. And then when they got to like 6 weeks old, they started going outside. Yeah. And I had like a big 10 by 12 enclosure. Mm-hmm. that was like just like chicken wire with like a wooden frame, so like they could still see outside. And
That's fun.
they had little houses that were like trees carved out, so that felt really natural. And then they'd get released.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you have to be like
licensed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's managed by Fish and Wildlife.
I'm just kidding.
Don't recommend doing it in Alabama.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm going to say about that. If you look at records of how many rehabbers there were 10 years ago versus today, that should tell you all you need to know.
Much less, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
There's a whole thing going on that I won't talk about, but yeah, there's a whole... It may come to fruition in a couple of years. I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
Do your own research.
Interesting.
It's an interesting story. Yeah. Yeah, but I had a baby bobcat. I had...
Wow.
Squirrels. I had a groundhog that was attacked by a dog. What else? I never had a chipmunk. I had birds. Birds are hard. Bunnies are hard. I had the tiniest little field mouse. It was a baby, and it came to me like this big. It was smaller than a peanut. It was like a whole peanut, not like one little. It was so tiny. Yeah. Wow. I had all sorts of things, but squirrels are my favorite. Cool. They were fun.
Do you miss that at all?
I do, but I don't miss all the drama that went with it.
Oh, yeah,
like,
sure.
One of the rules they claimed then was that you couldn't take pictures and post it on social media. But I was also a 501c3. I was a registered nonprofit. So, like, they would claim, like, oh, well, you take pictures and post them, and then, like, people would want to donate money to you, and that's illegal. And I'd be like, but I'm a 501c3. Right. It's not illegal for me to collect donations. And I need to post pictures to be like, here's this injured squirrel. I need help paying for whatever. Yeah. And they kept trying to get onto me for that. So I was like, yeah, we're not playing by the same rules because I'm in a totally different category.
Right.
So they didn't like that answer.
Interesting.
Yep.
There's so much red tape around literally everything.
Yeah. And it's interesting to me that the same people that write hunting licenses can like manage people trying to save wild animals' lives. That's a little
contradictory,
weird to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
Do you want to do? Oh, we'll do our weekly update.
Yeah. So this week I got some new furniture.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got a new sectional, and it was delivered today. And I got a new console buffet thing. It's basically a toy chest.
What about the landing pad?
It is upstairs in the playroom.
Oh.
A lot of stuff got moved to the playroom. Okay. So, like, my living room almost looks like a normal living room.
An actual living room now.
Yeah!
Wow.
I'm so excited. So, I've been, like, literally running my ass ragged today, just moving things and cleaning things out. I went to Pop Shelf and I got all of these, like, containers because I had measured the shelves, I had measured the depth, I knew what we could, so I was going to put everything from like 2 or 3 different pieces into the bins to put in this one new piece. And then one of the pieces was going to go upstairs, one of the pieces was going to go back to Warren's room, one of the pieces I was going to get rid of. Okay, everything fit, but I still needed one more freaking bin. And I went back to Pop Shelf today, and every single size of the ones that I got were completely sold out.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to have to go find another Pop Shelf because my furniture journey will not be complete until I get all those daggum Magna-Tiles in that bin.
Did you go to the one Waltrana and
I haven't yet. I just remembered, like, literally I told Mom, I was like, I think that, like, Dollar General Market or whatever it used to be is a Pop Shelf now.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I need to try to go there. So I got new furniture. That was very exciting. Archer moved up a class in swim class, and he did so good. The class that I just, like, put him in, I should have probably asked about class size, but I didn't. But he's the only one in there.
Nice.
And so he got 30 minutes of undivided attention, not waiting on the side for 3 other kids to do their skill. Like, he did so good. I was so proud.
Awesome.
Me and Ammon took the kids to the bold title gingerbread house decorating competition.
Yeah.
Archer was so serious about it.
Was he?
He was
that
like
little detail-oriented kid of yours.
The whole time he was like, Mom, do you think I'm gonna win? Do you think I'm gonna win?
Please tell me he won.
My house looks. Hell no. So
they took it really seriously.
So they did take it really seriously. There was one there that was like the clear and obvious winner. It was really, really cute. I hope they took pictures. But he had so much fun. And they actually sent us home with a whole nother gingerbread house. Like a bag full of icing, a bag full of candy. So we'll get to do that at home. Nice. Warren went. He just charmed all the ladies. He ran around. He was eating carrots by the handful. I didn't even know he liked carrots because he doesn't like cooked carrots. But he like devoured the raw carrots.
The same way. Andrew is the same way.
And then, this is my child, okay? I get it because I'm not this crazy about it. But like, he was spooning out the French onion dip and eating it by itself. With the serving spoon. Nice. Joel was like, he can have this spoon. And we'll just use the other one for everybody else.
Good call. Yeah.
I know. So they had a lot of fun. And yeah, I just worked on the chords and getting this studio a little bit more under control. And I got a haircut.
I was just going to say, and
these are not Elisa's fake bangs from her Halloween costume last year. These are real bangs.
She didn't even tell me to, so I walked in and I was like, it looks so good.
Thanks.
It really does.
Thanks. They're gonna take a little getting used to, but I like them. I haven't had bangs since I was like 8.
Well, you remember when I had bangs? Yeah. And there's that god awful picture of you and me at Mickey's upstairs.
Well, when like sweat is involved,
how we were hot,
when
and I was
sweat
in,
and
like,
bars are involved.
It looked so awful. That's when we used to go to bars. Now, like the thought of it, I'm like
so impressed that you remembered the name of it. I don't remember it's like the only place names of bars
other
ever.
Than what was the play? Was it underneath there?
I don't remember Humphreys. The name of anything.
Humphreys was the only only other bar that I've ever like really been to.
I would go to this one like club that was upstairs. It wasn't above Humphreys. It was above something else. But like we would go to it New Year's Eve. Like I feel like it was the only like really like dancing club. And they had like the VIP booths and stuff like that.
It wasn't Mickey's.
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, I take that back. Where did we go for my bachelorette party? That
was Humphreys. I feel like we were at Humphreys. No,
we went to one place and drank a bunch of lemon drops. Was it Sammy T's? See, I'd only been to Sammy T's, I think, one time.
I feel like I've only been to Sammy T's like once too.
Because they had little like, I don't know. Anyways.
It's been a while.
Wow. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Walk down memory lane.
Yeah. What was your week?
Shoot. Okay, hang on. I gotta look at my little cheat sheet. Okay. Oh yeah, we had an inspection on the house that I have co-listed with Kathy. That went better than expected.
Great.
We'll see if it all comes through. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's an odd one, so
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The homeowner wants to move, sorta, but she's too far into it now to say she doesn't want to.
Right.
But also when she goes and looks at houses to be built, they're way out of her price range. I don't know. So anyways, we'll see. We'll see. I did 3 listing pictures this week. 3 houses, 3 listings. I took pictures of them. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Perfect.
Yep. 2 are flips for a fellow leading edge agent, and one was one of Kathy's listings.
Did David and Amy call you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep. His wife had a baby yesterday. She was in labor.
She had a baby?
Well, okay, so hold on. So I messaged him last night and was like, hey, the Danman house was the first flip that I shot for him. Mm-hmm. I was like, that one's like good to go. Here's the link. Like, here's the password. And he's like, cool. I'll look at it later. My wife is in labor. I was like, okay. Well, like, good luck. Won't bother you. But I haven't heard from him since because, like,
oh my gosh,
you're in the hospital. You don't want to talk to a lot, but you got a baby. It's like important.
It's exciting.
So,
Stephen and Amy. I hope we don't announce it before y'all do.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, it'll be a week from now, so it's fine. Yeah.
We'll keep a lookout.
We'll keep it on the DL.
We'll make sure you've already announced it before we post this.
So yeah, and then I did Carly Falls this morning before the little lunch and learn thing today. Mm-hmm. So I did those. They're super. They did a good job on them. Cool flips. Awesome. Yeah. And then let's see. Oh yeah, the lunch and learn thing was Stone Martin's
Yeah.
Lunch and I'm going to be honest. Okay, like, I would go to more of those things. Like, so, let me back up. Like, builders and, like, title companies will do, like, lunch and learns for realtors to, like, bring them in and, like, get associated and whatever. Yeah. I would love to do more of them, but it's, like, a pain in the butt to arrange, like, for someone to sit with my kid. Like, sometimes it's just easier to stay home. And then, like, you throw in the mixture of, like, your kids being sick or whatever, and, like, it's what it is. So this one, they were like, oh, by the way, there's going to be a Krav Maga guy there doing a demonstration, and if you go, you get, like, a gift certificate for a free class. And I was like, sign me up all day. You know, us and our little history of, like, cool fitness things. So, anyways, so did that, and I volunteered. Like, me, Dodie, Jana, and a couple other people volunteered to, like, the demonstration. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, my wrist is kind of, like, sore. Like, it was 10 minutes worth of demonstration, and, like, me and the girl that did it, her name was Stella, like, we were, like, dying. We were, like, oh, my gosh. But I got my gift certificate for 2 one-hour sessions.
Awesome.
And it's the place right around the corner from my house.
Perfect.
Off of Nick Davis in Pine Grove. And I was like, bro, I'll be there all day.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. What else did I put? Oh, yeah. Well, my kids are sick, and they have, like, music. That's, you know, whatever. I have a bone to pick this week, okay?
Ooh,
I'm going to say, and it ties into this whole Krav Maga thing, okay?
Okay.
So there's a company called Astor Room. I think I've talked about them before. They do, like, my 360 tour thing, right? Well, they also have me in the side project for, like, desktop appraisals. So, like, for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac houses, they don't necessarily want to pay for full-blown appraisals. So, like, you go in through a little 360 camera, and, like, an inspector does, like, it from a desktop and, like, looks at your videos. Okay. So I got a phone call, and it was Astor Room, and they were like, hey, do you want to pick up this assignment? And I was like, where is it? And they said Cherokee. And I was like, Cherokee is 77 miles away from my house. Like, the address is 77 miles away. He's like, we pay for travel. And I was like, you probably don't pay what I would like you to pay me for travel. But I had nothing else to do yesterday. And so I was like, do I want to take the job or do I not want to take the job? Like, it's $150. But, like, in hindsight, I probably should have just said, nah, either, like, 200 minimum or no thanks.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's Christmas time. Like, Andrew's extra hustling. Like, I'm going to try to do my part, right? So he's like, okay, like, we'll do it for $150 and then, like, it'll be good. Usually they email me a lockbox code before I go. I'm like, okay. So I'm halfway there. My mom and Lizzie are with me because, like, I don't know, just because. Sometimes it's, like, the only time I have to talk to my mom is, like, if I'm in the car.
Yeah.
Well, and she likes to see, like, some of the houses. Like, she and I have talked about, like, not necessarily doing flips, but, like, finding, like, Airbnbs or something that we could do. You know, I've talked about that.
Yeah.
So anyways, I realized halfway there that I haven't gotten an email with a lockbox code. So I'm like, this is weird. So I'm like, well, I'll just wait till we get there, and then I'll text them. Surely they just haven't sent it to me yet. You know, whatever. I pull up. I'll show you the picture of the house while I'm talking about it, and then you can tell me what your feelings are about this house, okay? Granted, a lot of these houses, this one in this case was a flip, supposedly, and...
like, had been completed?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is what I pulled up to.
Okay.
Reminder, it's in Cherokee, Alabama, which is, like, middle of nowhere. When I put in the address... It wasn't even, you know how, like, on Google Maps, you can, like, pick up the little person and put it on the road and it shows you the street view? It wasn't even, I couldn't do that. The road was not available to do that.
Okay.
So, I'm like, there's a car in the driveway, first of all, and there's 2 more cars parked in the side drive. I was like, I don't see a lockbox on the door. What's going on? So, I call Astor Room. They don't answer at first, so I have, like, a text contact. His name is Dennis, but I don't think that's his real name. And I'm like, hey, like, I don't know about this. Like, there's no lockbox. There's a car in the driveway. Like, what's going on? He was like, oh, just call the site contact. Like, call the owner. I'm like, well, isn't that what you're for? Like, why am I calling these people? Whatever. Yeah. So I call anyways. And because I was like, I told him, I said, I don't really feel comfortable. I said, if there's somebody here, I don't know them. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Like, my mom and my kid are in the car. Like, this does not feel super comfy.
Yeah.
But still, he was like, just call the site contact. And I was like, okay. So, you know me, I'm a yes person. So I did. I called the site contact. And he's like, oh, well, I'm a house flipper based out of Georgia. So, like, but my brother should be there. He'll let you in. I was like, so you would like for me to go up to this house that
knock, knock, knock.
Isn't the most approachable house. Mm-hmm. You'd like for me to knock on the door and have a strange man who I've never met before let me in and then proceed to stand behind me for the hour and a half that it's going to take me to complete this assignment.
Nope.
Are you kidding me? And he was like, oh, like, you know, he works for me. I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know you. You could be a house flipper. You could not be.
Right.
Your brother could be a convicted felon for all I know. Like, I mean, what?
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to go off your word here. This is 2023. Mm-hmm. So I'm literally sitting in the drive and I look at Mom and I'm like, what do you feel? And she's like, I wouldn't do this for all of the money in the world. Because she's like trying to like let me be a big girl and like handle my business. But she's also like, I don't love this.
Yeah.
And at that point I had like my gun stashed down my bra. I had like already hooked up the little thing. And I was like, I mean, I guess I could go because I'm such a yes person. And then I was like getting ready to walk up to the door and I was like, this is stupid. This is the difference between me making $150 or my kid seeing me at her graduation. Mm-hmm. Not worth it. Mm-hmm. Nope. So I called and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. This is uncomfortable. No one seems to be hearing me out because when I called both of them and said I don't really feel super comfortable, neither one of them was like, oh, okay, like,
let me somehow make this better for you.
Right. Not, hey, let me send my brother out.
Right.
Like that still might have been a little weird, but that's better than me just like, than someone being like, just go to the door and knock. Like, he'll let you in.
Right. Was he even expecting you?
It was like I'm like, he could have shown up in his PJs. I could be waking him up. I'm like, you know, no one was just like, okay, let's take a step back and like figure this out because like they were both men. And I'm so sorry, but like at this point in time, I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago, these companies need to do better. If you're in real estate or like you're a title company, or if you're anything in real estate and you're sending people to houses, you need to be looking out for your peoples.
For sure.
And not putting them in sketchy situations.
For sure.
So I literally emailed them this morning. I was like, you're going to reimburse me the travel fee anyways, even though I didn't do the assignment because I left. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Good for you.
I said, you're going to reimburse me my travel fee, even though it's peanuts compared to...
Sure, yeah.
It's less than 50 cents a mile.
Is it really?
It's 49 cents a mile at that rate. It was 3 hours of my day. Technically, it was 3.5 because I sat there for 30 minutes trying to figure out what I was going to do. So I was like, you know, you're going to reimburse me that. That's the bare minimum that you could do. Mm-hmm. If you don't, then I'm done with this program.
Yeah.
Call somebody else. Because as far as I know, I think there's only 3 of us in North Alabama that do any of these assignments.
Wow. Did they respond?
Take that. They had the same contact try to call me.
The dentist guy?
The dentist guy. Now, first of all, if someone emails support and I'm like, hey, I didn't feel comfortable, like this is how your rep handled the situation, didn't totally love that, like whatever. Why would you just be like, hey, same rep that she voiced her complaint to and you dismissed her, why don't you just go ahead and reach out to her? No, I want someone above that to be like, hey, we'll talk to Dennis.
I'm sorry for how this was handled.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Would love to have some money back for the gas that I wasted. Mm-hmm. You know, and I explained to them the first one I went to, I think I told you, like, where the excavator guy was there and, like, I couldn't even park in the driveway. Like, I put that in there, too.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the first instance where, like, you've sent me on a wild goose chase and, like, could have died. But thanks. It's just my kids that, like, rely on me and stuff. It's fine.
No big deal.
No big deal. Anyways, whew, sorry, I had to get that out because that was fresh.
Yeah. Is that what you were going to tell me?
No. I have something to tell you.
She wouldn't tell me earlier. Tell me.
Okay, so Chelsea is starting her little BookTok journey, and I'm so happy for her. There's a fan fiction that's out floating around called Manacled.
Okay, I've heard of it. Okay, have you read it?
Have you read it?
I almost sent you a TikTok about it.
Can we read it at the same time?
Yes!
Okay.
I almost sent you a TikTok about it.
So Manacled is fan fiction. It's basically like in the Order of the Phoenix, they don't win the battle. They don't win like the big war against Voldemort. And I think the main characters are Draco and Hermione.
Oh.
I think. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But it has gotten, like, there's all these, like, TikToks where it's like, this is me before reading Manacled. And they're like, and then the after is them, like, totally emotionally torn up.
That's what I was going to say.
We're going to read it together.
Okay, that's
great. Okay. As soon as I saw it, I almost sent it to him, like, oh, I just want to tell her in person.
How do we read it?
I asked it on one of the TikToks, and they sent me the thing. So we'll have to, it's like some sort of we need like an e-reader. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can read on our phones too, but like we'll just have to.
That's exciting. No, I want to read it.
Okay.
Okay. You can't like read it really quickly though.
Maybe I'll read it, and then you'll be the one to be like, I'm at page whatever.
Okay. How about we be like, okay, 1 hour tonight. I'll
read more than one book.
When you read, how long do you read at a time? Stop it.
Usually.
Seriously?
So let me back up. So
so my kids, like, I am lucky if they're in bed by like 9:45, 10.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Because, like, they take naps.
Yeah.
They take late naps, and then they always want sugar after dinner. And so then they're on this sugar high, and then we just hang out with them until...
Yeah. You actually spend time with your family?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so like...
I would be up till 1 a.m.
When I first started my business, I was a slave, and then I quickly realized that was not sustainable because I would stay up to like 1 or 2 a.m. editing. Okay? So now I have like a hard cutoff. That like when I put Alice to bed at 8:30, after she, usually by the time we're done, because like we read books and stuff, it's like 9, and then I go do me.
Yeah.
Okay? I get up early. I dedicate my whole day to either taking pictures, editing, doing whatever, doing all the things I need to do. But I will no longer stay up till midnight, 1, 2 a.m. doing that anymore. There's times when I do it for the podcast because that's different. But
yeah,
for the most part. So if I'm in bed like 9:30, 10 o'clock, sometimes I'll stay up till like 1 to read. If it's a really good book, like. But if I get stuck on TikTok, that's the thing. I have to put my phone down and then really. But I'm reading this like slow burn book right now that I'm kind of like, it's taking me a long time to finish. So.
Okay. Well, we will try to read it together.
We will. You might just have to be like, I'm on page whatever.
This is not a race.
It's just when it gets real good. I don't know. I feel like if you're into it, like you're probably going to read it faster.
I mean, I probably read like a couple of hours of Akatar.
Yeah. What chapter are you on for Mist and Fury?
Oh, I'm only on like 5 or 6.
Okay.
I haven't, like, by the time I get the kids down here the last like 3 days, I've just been so exhausted.
I know. Yeah.
That my head hits the pillow and I'm out.
I had to quit using the Magnon, whatever, Cloud9 stuff until like right when I start to feel drowsy, and then I'll put it on. Because, like, if I put it on, like, when I go to like, actually get in bed and start reading, I'm out in, like, 30 minutes.
So I take magnesium at night.
Yeah.
And if I take it too early, I'm...
zonked.
Yeah. Like, laying there with Archer, like, please stop moving.
Yep.
Please stop moving.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife that I don't want her at my holiday work events since she can't behave at them? And yes, he used the word behave. The first sentence is, I love my wife. ...
But
there's not even a ... He just says, my issue, the one, is that she cannot act professionally at my work events. I work in a higher up, and I am slowly climbing the ranks. My wife is very introverted and works from home. I get it. They kind of suck, and you have to socialize with people you don't really like. My issue is I have to watch her like a kid. Last year, I invited her, and I had to beg her not to wear jeans. Finally got her to wear something nicer, and then we get to the event. The whole time, I had to constantly ask her to stop glaring at people. Basic manners were forgotten and refused to do any small talk with the table. Instead, she played on her phone if I didn't prompt her. It was awful, and my coworkers asked if something was wrong with her after the event.
Yeah, right.
I apologized for her and told everyone she wasn't feeling well. We had a whole argument about it and told me she did just fine. Oh, and she told me she did just fine and was there. I disagree wholeheartedly. The event is tonight and I plan on going alone. I informed her earlier this week and she didn't seem to care until now. She started grilling me why I didn't want her to go, and I told her since she cannot behave. This started an argument and she thinks I'm a jerk. And then he came here for another viewpoint. Sure you did. Sure, bro.
Okay, I have thoughts. Are we ready for thoughts?
Yeah, I'm ready for thoughts.
Okay. First of all, when you started out, I was like, oh, she's a party girl. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's getting wild and she's wasted.
Which I would be all for. And
she's dancing on tables and she's like chugging from the champagne fountain. Mm-hmm. Like, that to me is like not behaving.
Right.
But like, the way he described it, it sounds like any damn man going to his wife's Christmas party.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to wear jeans and you're on your phone the whole time and you're not interacting with people around you? Hello, sir. That's what we deal with every fucking day.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. On. Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of interesting because, like, when I was going through the comments, it looks like mostly men are commenting. And they're saying, like, he's not the asshole, obviously. There's, like, a lot of them are saying, like, you're not necessarily an asshole, but, like, there's so many different ways that you could have done this, like, so, for instance, you don't want her to wear jeans. Okay, how about instead of being like, I don't want you to wear jeans, how about you take her out shopping?
Right.
And be like, hey, I would really love to, like, buy you a nice dress.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of a dress-up thing.
What if jeans are the only thing she feels comfortable wearing right now?
And
like,
in that case,
I've been there.
What do you think? Are they going to kick you out?
Right.
Your poor pride if they're like, oh, my God, his wife is wearing jeans. By the way, if they're that way, you working for the wrong company, fam.
Right.
Just saying. I don't know. Like, just in the first, like, paragraph, him being like, I'm climbing the ranks. That tells me everything I need to know, like, right off the bat. Like, and look, all for you if, like, you're putting in the effort to, like, do better for your family. Cool. Love that for you. I appreciate that. But, I mean, if parties aren't her thing, do you want her there or not? If you don't, just be like, hey, listen, I get the vibe that, like, maybe this isn't your thing. If I'm wrong, let me know. But, like, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. I feel like I need to make an appearance because I'm climbing the ranks. But otherwise, like, It sounds like she might be, like, if she's grilling him on why, he didn't want her to go. Sounds like you're making her feel like a real peach. So could be that she's wondering.
Yeah.
Maybe you got a little boo thing.
At the office.
Yeah. I mean, just reading 4 paragraphs, we don't have, like, the full insight on people's lives, but it doesn't sound like you're making her feel real special. Mm-mm. So maybe she's just wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to say you're not exactly blameless in this, fam.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, like, as you were reading it, I was like, God, that sounds something like my husband would do.
Like
but I wouldn't be mad at him about it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, cool. Give me a chance to say something. You usually talk all the time. But I can talk to people at my table. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it would probably piss me off if you were, like, on your phone acting totally uninterested. But, like, that's something that happens every single day.
Well, and I think,
so I'm used to it.
That, like, in those situations, it is work to make conversation with people that you don't know. Some people come by it naturally, and they really enjoy that kind of thing. But I don't feel like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you've worked a long day, the last thing you want to do is go and put in more work with strangers that may or may not ever be anything in your life.
Right.
If you're just there as a trophy wife, like, to be like, my husband's the greatest.
Right. Please tell me about how great my husband is.
Yeah, can't wait to hear it. He yells at me for wearing jeans, so can't wait to hear how great he is here. What a barrel of laughs.
Wonderful.
Anyways.
Okay, this one I was, like, triggered by the title of it.
Oh boy, okay.
Am I the asshole for not being an active grandparent? I have the most active parents and, like, as grandparents. So this is why I was like triggered. Okay. I, 47 male, have a son, Jake.
He's 47?
26 male. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who has his own son, Mike, 5-year-old male. Jake's mother and I only had a short-term relationship, and it was an accidental pregnancy. To be blunt, I never wanted to be a parent, particularly not at 21. However, Jake's mother did, and it wasn't my decision. Although we have always kept the peace, things have been icy between us due to that. However, I always tried to do right by Jake. I would have him every other weekend, and for a month during the summer, would do my best to deliver on anything he asked of me, treated him kindly, tried to be a good father. Then, at a certain point, his mother married a guy Jake hated, and I had him move in with me once he was 13. I won't lie, I wasn't cut out to be a parent. I love Jake, but I just hated parenting. I did it anyway since he was my son. We have a very good relationship, and I've never shirked any responsibility to him. Jake also became a father at 21. However, he was all for it. He's happily married to Mike's mother. I also got him into my electrician's union, had him set up on some good jobs. So he was on much, much better footing than I was for a child. Back then, we had a long talk, and I told him Jake, being a parent is a very, very different life. It's hard, exhausting, and on a day-to-day basis, you don't really get to do what you want to do very much. It will be a very long time before you don't have that kind of responsibility anymore. Then the conversation turned to how I would help him. I told him no. I'm retired from parenting. I'm turning back to my own life. He has his own home, union job, a wife, adult enough to decide to have a baby. He's the adult now. He's the parent. I'll be around, and if there are any emergencies, obviously I'll do what I can, but I won't be an active grandparent. I've largely held to it. I've been doing a lot of travel. I have a girlfriend, hobbies, and to be blunt, I'm doing all the things I didn't get to do in my 20s. Do I see Jake and his family? Yes. However, I rarely agree to babysit. Jake resents that I don't go to Mike's games because they tend to conflict with my weightlifting club, and that I'm pretty hands-off with Mike. Things came to a head last week when Mike had a baseball tournament that I refused to go to because I had plans to take scuba class with my girlfriend, which admittedly could have been rescheduled. I didn't tell Jake this, but I spent so many Saturdays bored out of my skull watching Little League when Jake was little. I always cheered loudly, was crazy supportive, and never let on that it was like watching paint dry. But this is no longer my responsibility. So I told him, Jake, I spent 20 years parenting. That's enough. He then yelled at me that I am always jetting around playing like a teenager and not putting him first. I told him that no, I wasn't. I did that for 20 years to get him on his feet as an adult. So I've done that, and I can go back to prioritizing my own life.
That was a wild ride. Okay. Do you want to give thoughts and opinions first?
Oh, you go first.
Okay. So I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that parenting is hard, okay? And I do think that there are times when I look forward to a point in my life where I can, Andrew and I can kind of reconnect a little bit more, and we can have time to do the things for ourselves, because he does make a good point. Like, when you're a parent, it is difficult to go do things. Like, he and I had to skip a honeymoon because we had Allie,
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. I feel like he's taking it to the extreme.
Uh-huh.
Because, and I'll say this too, I think he's very selfish.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not so much about, oh, you're bored watching Little League. Let me tell you something. Allie has played softball for quite a few years. It's almost anything but boring.
Yeah.
Them kids can't throw for crap. They're hitting coaches in the crotch.
Yeah, it's comical.
It's kind of funny, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the parents that are way too into it. They're hilarious, especially if you can have a beer or something. Watching that is funny, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what games he's watching, but whatever. But it's not about you. It's about that little boy. And, maybe you don't want to be the on-call babysitter, but he's part of your legacy. So if you don't really care about that, and you don't really care about having a connection with someone who's literally from you,
mm-hmm.
then I think that speaks a lot about your character.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that my parents are very active parents. My dad picked Allie up from school today. It was a half day, so I was out doing stuff. My mom was with Lizzie all day. My parents are just like yours. They're very active grandparents. Andrew's are not, because we made that decision.
Mm-hmm.
That's for another time. But they would be. I know they almost too much. It's part of the problem.
Uh-huh.
If that was the case. So, I'm very, very, very appreciative of that in my life, because if I didn't have them, then I wouldn't be able to work.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to put them in daycare or whatever, and daycare is an insane amount of money, and I hate daycares anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do.
Yeah.
I've seen too many bad clips.
Too many scary things.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There are good ones, but it's that mom guilt, that mom anxiety I can't get past. So, sorry.
Yep.
All right, what's your thoughts?
I hope he lives a life full of regret. I hope that if he's acting this selfishly at 47, I hope that when his son and his grandson are grown and don't give two shits about him, I hope he realizes that he did that.
And why can't he pick a healthy balance?
Right.
Why does it have to... It feels so all or nothing.
Right.
Why can't you just do a little bit of both?
It's not like he's asking him to let his kid live with you.
Right.
Just come to a t-ball game or hang out with... It's just so,
It's back to that thing where, like, you can't choose your parent. Like, you can't choose your family, you know? And, like, that's unfortunate. What did
Taylor say? Trash takes itself out every single time.
Every time. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, you, sir, are trash.
Yeah.
I have, oh, man.
I'm trying to give you, like, a little bit of, like, not, like, sympathy, but, like, I understand that desire for, like, having your own life. I get that. That's about the only part that I get. Because it doesn't have to be so, like, okay, so you didn't want your kid. That's painful enough. First of all, I'm sure your son knows that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd get that, like, he's gotten that vibe.
It's that vibe, yeah.
And you can tell that he wants, like, that pat on the back for, like, oh, I let him move in with me even though, like, I didn't really want him to. Like,
right.
Okay. So you weren't going to put your foot down then because you were such a selfish a-hole, but, like, now.
Right.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, I think he is the asshole.
Yeah. I'm not going to say... I mean, I'm definitely... Yeah. If I had to say yes or no, that's what I would say for sure. I mean, I will say that I do think that parenthood is glorified, and I think that there are a lot of people, I'm one of them, that once you get into it, you're like, whew, maybe I'm not quite cut out for this, you know. I can say that I love my kids. I was explaining this to Alice the other day because I'm very open with her. I have to find the hard line where, like, being too open and honest versus, like, maintaining a very, like, transparent relationship with her. Like, that's one of my goals for our relationship, and it's very hard to be like, maybe I shouldn't tell her my deepest, darkest secrets, but like, also let her know, like, hey, this is hard. I'm having a hard time. Like, because my parents were like, we're the parents, we've got it all under control, like, you know, we know what's up. And I want to be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but I don't know what I'm doing. So if you have any ideas, please help.
Right.
But yeah, like, I was explaining it to her. I was like, you know, I would jump in front of a bullet for you. No questions asked. No second thoughts. Like, it would just, it's like, it would happen. And I said, but there are honestly days when I'm not, like, super fond of you. We have a hard time. And I'm like, wouldn't you agree? And she's like, yeah, there's days that I don't like you. I'm like, if you can run in your room and slam the door and say you hate me, I can admit that there's some days that, like, you're not my favorite person to be around.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have days like that. You're going to have days in your marriage like that. And if you can't say, man, I'm frustrated with you right now, but I love you, so, like, we're going to figure this out, then, like, I'm not teaching you some very critical parts of relationships.
Yeah.
But dang, it's hard. Whew.
Parenting is hard.
Parenting
is very hard. And, you know, good on you for, you know,
I guess being honest.
Making it till he was 21 before you really let him down.
Yeah.
With his own son.
His brain isn't even fully formed yet.
Yeah. That was just, I just, like, stopped on that, and I was like, oh, God.
21, yeah. Not till you're 25.
Oh, God.
Is your brain considered fully formed?
It's going to be a doozy.
You're going to give him some long-term emotional trauma, but that's nice.
I really, like, I just have a hard time understanding why. Like, kids are so amazing.
Yeah.
Kids are so amazing. Yeah, they have their shit. Yeah, they get on your nerves sometimes more than not. But, like, kids are so fantastic and beautiful.
And rewarding, like, if you'll let them be.
Fun to be around. Yeah. And they're so funny. And, like, they can make you feel so special. Like, my mom, so I had my mother and Ammon's mother at the house today. Yeah. Giving haircuts. Okay. Mom was just there. Ammon's mom is the one that does the haircuts. And Warren was sitting at the table. Yaya was cutting his hair. He was watching his iPad. And he looks at my mom, who's in the chair next to him. And he said, Nana, hold my hand.
And your kids are nicer than mine most of the time.
Whatever you say. You know, like, just sweet, special moments that, like, they're never going to be this sweet again.
I know.
Ever. So, like, why miss out on that? If you have the opportunity to be a part of that, why would you miss out on that? Like,
he's very nearsighted. He's not, like, looking at the bigger picture. Yeah. He's, like, not seeing the forest for the trees.
Yeah. When your girlfriend dumps your scuba diving ass.
Scuba diving weightlifting? Was that the other one? Calm down, Terrence, and whatever your name is.
Maybe you'll come around.
Get him.
All right, I have a blind react for you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Can I do this?
Yeah.
All right, let me find it. It was so good. I was in the pop shelf work parking lot, like, laughing.
While you're finding it, I will say that we are taking a quick break from Huntsville Hotspot until after the holidays. Just putting that out there, because everything's really festive right now, and by the time this comes out, it'll be Christmas. So.
Okay, click on my first one.
That one up there.
Mm-hmm, on the very left.
All right.
All right, babe, what do you think? In the kitchen. Hmm? Don't say you don't do anything. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. I get it. Clean the kitchen. Very well.
Yeah!
Okay, what are you doing?
Dear everyone in the entire world,
You're emailing
my
everyone in the
sister
world?
cleaned the kitchen today.
Who are you calling right now?
Mom, you're never gonna guess what happened today. He cleaned the kitchen.
Like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not cleaning the kitchen yet. That's why I don't fucking clean the kitchen.
I know.
Fuck that.
I'm so lucky.
Oh my God.
Is that not fantastic? I mean, that is golden. Golden.
I'm so lucky. Like, oh man. Can I say just like relationship advice 101?
Yeah.
First of all, don't ever like consider getting married like before 25. Like that's the first piece. But also, I would never, like looking back, I would never marry a man who hasn't lived on his own for at least 2 years. Like, I mean, Andrew like kept a clean house like before, like he did his laundry, he kept the kitchen clean, like dishes did not stay in the sink overnight, like you know, he had Freya, so like the floors would be gross sometimes, but like I mean, for the most part, like he kept a clean house. And like my first partner did not. If like we could stop time and I could show you what his house looked like on the inside right now, because I've like Allie's accidentally like walked around and like snapped a picture, like done like a selfie and like the background is just like nothing but like dishes on every surface. I'm like, oh boy. There was one time when there were like pizza boxes on the counter. She'd literally taken like a duck face selfie and they were like pizza boxes. And I was like, oh, did y'all have pizza while you were there? And she's like, no, that was from like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
Bruh. Grody.
Gross.
So gross.
See, Ammon tricked me. Because I would, like, go over to his house and he would, like, vacuum in front of me. And I was like, ooh, yes.
That's how he got you. A man cleaning house in front of his...
Duh.
Yeah.
Like, of course I'm going to marry you if you're cleaning house in front of me. Sheesh.
Yeah. You got suckered.
Thanks. I love you.
Products?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me first?
Sure.
I actually borrowed this from my mom. And she loves it. I have one at home, but I haven't used it in a while.
Okay.
A lot of the time, like, because I get my eyebrows waxed,
Same.
I'll use it, like,
In between.
in between.
Yeah. In betwixt.
You know, if it's been a hot second since I've gotten my brows waxed and I need a little help. But, you know, people can use it, like, on their chin, you know, above their lip. And it is a hair remover. I'm sure all of the women have seen one of these or some. I used to get my face dermaplaned, which is, like,
Doesn't that kind of
literally
hurt?
with a scalpel. No, it doesn't hurt. But, like, they remove they pull your skin taut and then they, like, remove it with the side of a scalpel. This is not exactly the same. That's more of, like, an exfoliation type procedure as well.
Okay.
But this will get you hairless, too.
Nice.
On your face.
Clarify that.
Okay, and I have actually been using this for a couple weeks. I first saw it on the TikTok. The saggy neck saga. Have you seen those like updates? This is the Go Pure Tighten and Lift neck cream. I do not have a saggy neck, but I also don't want a saggy neck.
Right.
I have a double chin, which is different from a saggy neck.
Yeah.
I am trying to prevent. That's really what I'm trying to do with this.
Yeah.
But you basically do it from boobs to face. You put it everywhere. Just to, because like that area.
Your décolletage, as my mom calls it.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. Nobody uses that word anymore, but yeah.
But that skin gets like loose and like hangy, like baggy and saggy. The saggy baggy décolletage. Is that how you say it?
I think so. That's how she's always said it.
I thought it was décolleté.
Hey Siri, how do you actually pronounce décolletage?
Oh, hello.
Do yours, because I don't think mine's working.
The traditional New York area accent is characterized as non-rhotic, so that the sound does not appear at the end of a syllable or immediately before a consonant.
Siri.
Therefore, the
Hush. Siri, how do you pronounce décolleté? Girl, you ain't know nothing. You are no help. Whatever.
Now
the saggy baggy, whatever it's called. However it's pronounced.
I'm gonna find out. Décolleté.
You spell it DECOLLETE. Décolleté.
Oh, I thought it was
décolleté. Décolleté.
décolleté.
That ain't it.
Siri, give me a break.
We are looking at how to pronounce this word as well as related words in English. How do you go about saying this? For reference, this is a word of French origin. In French, it is said as décolleté, décolleté ou décolleté. Therefore, in English, it is usually said as décolleté.
Okay, but I'm doing décolletage. Décolletage.
What is that?
A low neckline on a woman's dress or top. A woman's cleavage as revealed by a low neckline.
Well, so this says designed specifically for the skin on the neck and décolleté areas.
So
who knows? Two different words.
Very low top that shows a woman's shoulders and the top part of her bra. I think it's the same thing. I think one's just French and one's the American. I don't know. You learn something new every day.
Those were mine.
That was interesting. Okay. Anyways,
You never know what you're gonna.
you get to take this one home. Da-na, 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 da-na.
What am I looking at?
Okay, this is the carpet plus room freshener. It's on the TikToks. This is the TikToks. Do you want to sniff it?
I do. No, I mean, I don't want to snort it though, so be careful.
Okay, the little thing is still on. I don't remember buying two, but I guess I did. Because one came at one day, and then the other one came...
fresh laundry.
Yeah, the other one came like 3 days later, and I was like, did I accidentally buy two? But this is a good way for you to use it. If you like it, keep it. Merry Christmas.
Sweet.
So I'm going to tell you, do you ever use carpet powder?
I have before, yes.
Okay. So I have a problem with most carpet powders because they smell like Hawaiian butthole.
That's very specific butthole. Not Polynesian butthole. Hawaiian butthole.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? They
No! Like, it would be one thing if that was a saying, but, like, it's not. I've never
Okay. It's not a saying. I just meant, like... No, every time I spell something bad, it's going to be that.
Hawaiian butthole.
Okay, so...
That's right into the mic, too.
This will be part of the blooper reel for sure. As soon as it came out of my mouth,
You're like, what the fuck did I just say?
basically, yeah. Okay, hold on. I always have this problem. I can't keep it together. God.
I need tissue. Hold on.
Whew. Okay. When I cut this scene out and go from that one to this one, that's going to be great. Okay.
Whew. You got it.
That was great.
You got it.
I think I have a tissue fluff. It's gone. Okay.
Man.
I don't use carpet powder because I find that it has a weird scent. I don't like the scents, okay? It's either like a really weird, like metallic-y clean kind of color, like the dog, the one with like the pet odor one on it. It's like, I don't know, I don't like it. The Hawaiian one is not my favorite either. I'll leave it at that.
Obviously.
If you want to know why, watch the bloopers. I won't say it here. Now that I've cried about it. I don't prefer that one either. The smells are weird, okay? And then they're gone like the next day, okay? This one, I did just Allie's room. Allie's my 8-year-old. She smells the worst. There's crap everywhere. Like, stupid stuff, right? I vacuumed her room Monday. Now if you just walk by her room, you still can smell this.
Oh.
If you go into her room, you can definitely smell it more. It's not like overwhelming. It's just very clean.
A pleasant scent.
Yeah, everybody, I think part of the reason is because it's so fine. But a lot of people on TikTok were like, people walk in my house and they ask me why my house smells so good. And it's this, because I didn't even do my whole house. I only have carpet in the bedrooms.
Yeah.
And my rug's gone. So yeah, take it home.
Okay.
Try it.
I shall.
See what you think about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you like it, keep it.
Cool.
Because I bought a second one by accident.
I love it when that happens.
I know. I really was like, I don't remember buying two. I took a screenshot of the cost. I can't quite remember how much it cost.
It really does smell good.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, it's a little overwhelming if your, like, face is straight up in it, but it's not terrible. Where? I was going to try to say how much I spent on it, because I don't know. It wasn't bad, though, wherever it is. It wasn't expensive. Okay. Oh, and then I bought, so my daughter has, like, really beautiful curly hair. It's like the, like, waves. But it's real hard to deal with. So I bought this. She used it. This is on the TikToks too. Yep. I mean, it's on Amazon, but we'll put the link below. But I heard about it on TikTok. You can see her hair in it.
Nice.
But it's supposed to be the newest, latest, and greatest thing. So she's tried it for like 2 nights, and she says she really likes it.
I've actually heard of these. I've been tempted to.
Yeah.
Does it like help tangles?
I mean, go for it. It's just got like 2. Well, yeah, yours is freshly done, so.
It's fresh.
Mine's kind of not. So, like, let's see. Oh. So there's a tangle. Oh.
So we have one of those wet brushes.
I do too.
For B.
I do too. It's okay. So the wet brush, like, the bristles give really easy.
They do, yeah.
Like, when I went from, like, a typical, like, Conair, you know, we all had in, like, high school and stuff, to the wet brush. And it was weird getting used to, because I'm like, it has no, like, resistance, like, you know, but then I got used to it.
Yeah.
Now I'm using a Tangle Teaser, which was like the newest, latest, and greatest thing like a month ago.
Okay.
Which has more resistance. I don't know.
I still use the Conair.
It's like, well, Andrew took
years.
it. Well, he had it at one point. I think he got rid of it now, but like I still sometimes steal his that is like that because it just works, man.
I know. Good old Conair.
Yeah.
Old faithful.
Right. I know.
All
I think my straightener is still Conair.
I want to smell that lotion you've got.
Oh, this is actually Chelsea's mom's. This is Nana Lynn's.
But I'm really
So the Hemp's brand.
I love this brand.
I have always seen it around. Here's the thing with lotions, okay? Like, I'm a Jergens Ultra Healing girl, okay? Like, I have been using that for forever. It's a non-greasy. Like, I love it. But I've always seen people, like, talk about the Hemp's and, like, it is, like, the best stuff ever. And I've just been, like, too cheap. It's not, like...
I have, like, 5 bottles of that at home.
It's not necessarily expensive. I'm going to get more.
All different scents.
Yeah, so this one is Frosted Mint, which I'm not, minty. Like, a huge mint person. I like mint, but I don't like it to be overwhelming because it gives me a headache. Mm-hmm. This is not overwhelming. Mm-hmm. It literally smells like... You know the lotion smell that's, like, just very, like... clean but lotiony smelling. Mm-hmm. It's like an even 50-50.
Yeah. It's like there's definitely mint. Yeah.
But it's not give you a headache kind of mint.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing I like about this is that like I can't stand greasy lotion.
Either.
I can't function. It's not greasy. And like
I literally love every single scent that I've ever
100% pure natural hemp seed oil. The secret's in the seed.
Love it.
Yeah. So those are the things.
Okay, today. I have one more thing.
Okay.
Before we say our goodbyes, have you happened upon Cruise Talk?
No, not yet.
The
Well, I saw the
Royal
one.
Caribbean Ultimate Cruise Around the World.
No.
Girl.
What?
Okay.
Like the whole world?
Basically.
Okay. Tell me
Okay.
more.
I have to bring this up.
Or say less. I don't know.
I have to bring this up because I did search for it.
Okay.
So this is a Royal Caribbean Ultimate World Cruise.
Okay.
Okay. It is 274 nights. It's from December to September. Okay. Business class airfare.
It's 9 months.
It's 9 months.
Okay.
Business class airfare. Premium transportation between airport, hotel, ship. Pre-cruise hotel and gala. 7 world wonders. You get to see 7 world wonders. And the
That's
excursions
amazing.
to the world wonders are included. You get a deluxe beverage package. So you drink an alcohol all 9 months, okay?
Okay.
You get wash and fold laundry
You'll be
service
an
once a
alcoholic
week.
by the end of it, yeah.
Exactly. You get wash and fold laundry service once a week. You do get Wi-Fi on 1 device per person in your cabin. Or if you're a single person in your cabin, 2 devices. Gratuity is included. And you go to like 81 different like countries, 60 plus countries, 11 world wonders, 274 nights. And it is expensive as hell, but I am like genuinely intrigued about people who are doing this.
I mean, if you rent your space, or like if you rent your apartment, or if you don't, you could rent it out for 9 months.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then if you work from home, you could just work while you're traveling.
Okay, so
Tell me. Like,
there is a pay in full savings. So you get to save 10% if you pay it in full. So I guess there is like a, payment plan. Interior stateroom starts at $60,000 per person. With a pay in full savings, it's $54,000. Ocean view stateroom, $65,000. With the discount, it's $58,500. Balcony stateroom, basically $83,000.
oh my God.
With a discount, it's basically $75,000. A junior suite, which I really don't know what that is.
Right.
A junior suite is almost $118,000.
Okay.
With a discount, it's $106,000. Taxes, fees, and port expenses of almost $5,000 per person are additional.
Oof.
Like, the first person that I saw to post about this on TikTok, she was like a grad student at UA at Alabama. And her parents, like, she said that her mom's ultimate dream was to like buy a catamaran and like sail the world, and her dad would never like commit to it.
Yeah.
And so they were doing this instead. And they're taking her and her sister
Good Lord.
for 9 months. So she's going to do like her final semester of grad school online on the ship.
Holy cow.
But like I think they had an interior stateroom
Yeah.
and their parents had something else. But like it's per person. So like their interior stateroom,
Oh, that price is per person.
I'm 99% sure. Yes. I'm 100% sure it's per person. So like their interior stateroom, the kids, the 2 daughters, for the next 9 months is $120,000 plus $10,000 in taxes and fees.
Good Lord.
I wish I had money to blow.
So if you won $1 million, you might be.
But I was so curious. I was like, oh my God, like 700 people on the ship for 9 months.
For 9 months.
Traveling the world together.
That's almost like a whole nother.
Can you imagine the
TV
karaoke
show.
nights,
Yeah.
the dance clubs?
Yeah.
Like there can't be many young people on this cruise.
Oh,
Like
no.
who could afford that unless
Not
your parents
any.
paying for it? Like
not any that aren't like trust fund babies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, holy cow. I just had to ask if you had seen it
No.
because I'm very, very intrigued. Like I like a good cruise.
Oh, yeah.
I went on like a 12-day cruise once and I genuinely loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But like 9 months
That's a long
time.
I've been on 2 cruises, but they've both been like the same, like Cozumel, Bahamas kind of thing. I would want to do one that's like somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like,
so the one that me and my mom did, that's the
one y'all went to Greece on? Or, yeah.
We started in Venice, and then we made like 10 stops between like Italy and Greece and Turkey and Croatia.
Oh, Croatia.
And then so because we made all these stops, we were like kind of taking notes on places we wanted to go back to. So we went back to Croatia and like spent, I think, 5 days in Dubrovnik and 5 days in like Split with Corbin.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
And then, Ammon and I went to Greece for like a delayed honeymoon and went to several places that I had visited from that cruise that I like wanted to go back to. So like I truly, truly loved that.
Yeah.
But like, cruising to the Bahamas and stuff like that, like 3 or 4 little stops, I almost think it's not even worth it because of the price you pay.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to
do some change to be on a cruise, might as well make it a good one.
Yeah.
But
like 9 months is a lot.
Real fast. I did finish Love is Blind season 5.
So you're all done.
I'm all done.
Wow.
It's taken 10 weeks for me to get from not seeing it at all to
that's pretty good.
Fully caught up.
That's pretty good. This season was such a hot mess.
It was weird. Like I was like season 4 felt like a really interesting season, and then season 5 was just weird. I remember you saying something about like you didn't really like any of the characters from season 5.
I didn't.
I didn't really either.
I liked the season 4 cast, but I truly don't like the season 5.
Yeah, season 5 was just weird. Like, and I'm not Stacy's biggest fan. She was just so like. First of all, it seemed like every time we turned around, she was trying to instigate an argument. Like the one where he meets Johnny, which that's a whole nother thing, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so thankful that I chose you." She somehow turns that into like an argument. She's like, "Well, don't compare me to her, honey. That's what the whole show was about."
Right?
He was literally comparing you two to decide who to marry. Like he's telling you he's glad he chose you, and you're somehow. And the poor man has a breakdown in his closet. He's like, I can't make you happy. And I'm like,
I know.
Ma'am, can I have a moment of your attention? Red flag. Yeah.
Yeah. I did think that Milton was the most mature. And he was the youngest.
He was the youngest. And like when I first saw him, I was like, who is this dude?
Me too. I definitely prejudged him.
I did too. But then at the barbecue, he was the only one who was like a true adult in that situation.
Yeah.
Uche was just like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, at this point, you're the stalker.
Uche was a fuck boy.
He, for sure. Well, and let me say this,
I'm
too.
trying really hard not to cuss as much. That's okay. Is not.
Damn shit. Bitchin'. Anyways. I love Jesus, but I have a potty mouth.
Me too.
So... where was I going with this? Oh, yeah.
Uche's
all like, oh, my God, Lydia, you were messaging these girls messaging me saying you were looking at their profile. Skirt, hold up. Tell me in this day and age that you're not dating somebody, you're not looking at who they're hanging out with.
Sure.
On social media. You put it out there.
Yeah.
It's free to look at.
Yeah.
That doesn't cause stalker behavior. That's like, I don't want to be sex trafficked. So I'm going to look and see who you hang out with. I'm going to look and see if some of your pictures have you with 4 girls on your arms. Like,
right.
I'm going to do some research.
And, like, I remember there being something, like, about her driving past his house.
Yeah.
And like, being like, I see you. And, like, was he really that alarmed?
Right. And I was trying to think about, like, there's so many different ways that could have gone, too. Like, she could have been like, hey, like, what are you doing? He could have been like, oh, I'm out with so-and-so. She could have been like,
run you over with my car.
I literally see you.
Right.
I feel like that could have been taken out of context. Right. So easily. It could have been like, hey, haha, I'm driving by, see you butt naked, whatever. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't instantly, like, Lydia does not strike me as the stalker type.
She strikes me as a little crazy, but
but she's Puerto Rican.
Not stalker,
I mean, I feel like most Puerto Ricans have like a little bit of
spice
flavor. Yeah.
Spice to
and
them.
She says that. She's like, I'm a little spicy, and like, I do think that when, Uche tells Aaliyah that he knows Lydia don't know how to shut up. She's just like, what kind of car he drive? And I'm like, shut up.
I know.
Shut up.
That was too much.
Yeah.
She really did a thing
If she couldn't read that body language, and I know the camera's like, pick the best footage to use, but I'm sitting there thinking like, she's like, yeah.
I know. I felt really bad for Aaliyah. I did. I felt really bad for her.
She was like the middle. She just got caught in the middle. Mm-hmm. She didn't handle it great either, but like.
she dodged a bullet.
Oh, 100%.
She totally dodged a bullet.
When I saw them in the restaurant and she was like, I do still love you, I was like, why? Yeah. And he's so like pretentious. Like, I don't know. The whole air about him was just gross. But at the reunion, I live for the reunions. Like, that's like the best part. I'm like, oh, give me the popcorn. Like, let's sit down. So, like, that whole barbecue thing, Izzy's sitting there talking to Chris. Here's the thing, too. If you don't like her, that's fine. Walk away.
Yeah. But you don't have to try to convince her boyfriend that he shouldn't like her.
He's like just as bad as Uche. Like, whatever. And then, like,
Messy.
Let me back up a second. All the girls are sitting around. Uche comes and sits himself in the middle of all these hens, right? And he's like, Lydia this, Lydia that, blah, blah, blah. And when he says the thing about how Lydia knew that he was going to be on the show, supposedly, Johnny just reacts to the news. She's not saying... this is the vibe I got. She's not like, oh my gosh, she did. She's like, did he really just say that? Yeah. She's like, and then Stacy's like, why are you looking like that? She's reacting to some really surprising news. She's not saying, and then later on in the thing, she's like, oh, you were saying that that was true. And she was like, I never said that. Like, I was literally just like reacting.
Yeah.
I feel like they see Johnny as like an easy target. For sure. And like, they're such strong personalities. They just like bulldoze her and like, but the part where Izzy, like, pulled Chris aside and he's talking so much shit about Johnny. Mm-hmm. And then Stacy comes in. She's like, oh, I didn't mean to walk into this, but let me just sit on down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's like, I was trying to leave the drama. Then get your cute little butt right back up in your Daisy Dukes and scoot on along. So in the reunion, she's like, we weren't talking about you. And I'm like, yeah, for sure were. You for sure were. And, like, Vanessa's being like, we have the tapes, so, like, let's watch it. And I wish someone had called them out. I wish someone had called them out and been like, so, Stacy, they were talking about her.
Yeah.
You just said that you weren't. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Stacy was one of my least favorite
yeah.
people. I just something about her kind of...
The fact that his bad credit score was all it took to take her from, like, I'm so devoted to... I can't do this right now.
Mm-hmm. See, I never saw her as devoted, though. Like, I never saw her as, like, a serious match.
I did at her parents' house when she'd introduced, because she was, like, bawling her eyeballs out, like, whatever. And I thought she was going to be in, but then, like...
I liked her parents more than her.
Oh, for sure. For sure, yeah. But she's like, if my AC units go out, are you going to help me fix it? He's like, yeah, I've got, like, cash set aside. Like, I'm good now. Like, I don't have any debt, like, whatever, which was true. But, honey, it takes 7 years for credit scores to
drop
adjust.
Off.
Yeah, like, and he's, what is he, like, 20-something? 28,
He's mid to late 20s.
Yeah, so, remember. Like, calm down.
I know.
She was making such a big, and I get it. Maybe he should have told you sooner, but, like, that's an embarrassing thing for a man to admit to.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, thanks for telling me before the wedding.
True.
Like,
True.
But, yeah, I don't know. I was not a huge... fan of season 5. I did kind of start trying to watch The Ultimatum a little bit, but I haven't really gotten into it.
I think I'm all caught up on The Ultimatum.
Really?
It's very, it's
Do you like it better than Love is Blind?
No, I don't like it better. It's totally different concept.
Yeah.
But I don't like it better.
I'm not gonna lie, I fast forwarded through like the first 15 minutes of them all just sitting in that barn and they're like, why are you here? Why are you here? And I'm like, I can't. I'm not gonna lie to you, on Love is Blind, on the wedding days,
you just fast forward to what they say.
I fast forward to the wedding. I hate that whole, like, I love her so much. And they do, like, the recap. I'm like, I've seen all this. I don't need to know it again.
Yeah.
Give me that.
I'm excited for new episodes. I'm really hopeful that they'll be better.
When does the next one come out?
March.
Oh, okay.
I think we're close.
We need to, we'll watch them together.
Yes. In the meantime, we will read that book together.
Yes. It's not going to take me 3 months to read it.
All right. Before we go, Christmas giveaways. We're still in the thick of entries. Christmas Eve at noon o'clock. We're going to announce all of the winners. We're going to have 5 winners. We've got 3 Miyoki cups to give away. Mm-hmm. a Butte teeth whitening kit, and a Wavy Talk curler.
Yep.
So like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, yada yada. All the things, please.
All the things.
And let's win. Let's win some cool stuff.
Yep. What are you doing next week?
Wrapping gifts. Because I did go shopping this week.
Yay.
But I'm not done. I think I'm a little lopsided on number of presents.
Yeah.
Warren doesn't care.
Dad's
Archer
birthday.
just wants a daggum goldfish.
Really?
No, he wants 1,000 goldfish in a bowl. He actually said that last night.
The snacks or the animals?
No, the animal. Like the fish.
Oh, no.
The live fish.
Fish are not fun to keep.
You're telling me.
I would rather give a kid like a lizard, like a crested gecko.
Oh, he wanted a snake, and I was like, go talk to your Auntie Lisa.
Yeah, for sure. I gave my godson a snake. I gave Caden a snake.
Please don't ever do that.
Why? It's
I
like
would let him keep it at your house.
I would fully support that. I've been asking for another snake, and Andrew's like, no. I'm like,
tell him it's for Archer.
This is Archer's snake. I'm just holding it. That's the way we're going to do that. Yeah. Dad's birthday was the 14th. And I got him like a random assortment of like dog things. Like, I got him a garden flag for Christmas. It's like a Christmas German Shepherd one because, you know, whatever. He has like no Christmas decorations in his yard. And so I got him like a new one for like when the spring comes. But I also got him a calendar off at Temu that's dogs pooping in random places. Or no, dogs pooping in beautiful places. It was like the first thing he pulled out. He was like, read it out loud. And then he looked at me and I was like, that's for you.
You're welcome.
A new one every month. I want to see it on the fridge.
That's great.
Yeah. So
that's great. Speaking of Temu, I got this sweater on Temu.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was like $5.
I bought some fleece lined faux leather pants off of Temu.
Ooh.
I was gonna wear them today until
I
realized
them? No, bummer. Tall girls can't buy pants online. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
Tall girls can't buy pants online. Although I did
Are you talking about the crazy
buy something online from Halara.
Okay.
Halara's the right now, apparently. I've never bought anything from it. But they've got these, like, high-waisted trouser-looking pants. And I was like, ooh, I could use some, like, trouser-looking pants. And they come in talls.
Oh.
Had I not seen a TikTok that said, I'm 5'11", and these came in talls, I never would have even thought to go to it because most things don't.
Yeah.
Most things are come in the same inseam. Like, I have these Old Navy matching sets. They're like sweats basically, but they're like wide leg pant and like a really cute top that I love.
I think I've seen you wear one set before, yeah.
That I love, but they actually, not only do the pants come in tall, the shirts come in tall, and so the sleeves are longer.
The Lord. Yeah, that's amazing.
It was the best thing.
It's amazing.
It was the best thing ever.
Hey,
anyway,
a quick question before we wrap up. Are skinny jeans out?
No.
Okay.
Not according to me.
Okay. But are like wide leg or like flarish pants back in?
Oh, yeah. See, I think it's like the generation under us, they're like trying to do away with side parts. They're trying to do away with skinny jeans. They're trying to do away with everything that makes us happy. Because
all I do is side part. If I do middle part, it looks like a
miserable, so they want us to be miserable with them. But don't let this younger generation take away your side part and your skinny jeans.
I mean, I don't necessarily mind flare pants. I just need them to stay in long enough for.
I'm wearing flares.
Well, that's kind of why I asked, because I actually really liked flare pants. Like, I liked flare jeans. Like, when you got big hips, it's kind of nice to have a little.
Same.
It's flattering than more flattering than the pear-shaped that my big old baby birth and hips create. I know. That's genetic. All the women on my mom's side are just.
Your body never goes back to what it was.
No, they lie.
It never
that
does.
thing doesn't either.
I think 1% of the population has what I like to call the bounce back.
Yeah.
It's whatever capability within your body.
I'll say this: my stomach did relatively well, but the rest of me did not. I guess I should count my blessing.
Like my stomach's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's not, like it's smooth. In that regard.
Yeah, that's mine.
Smooth.
Yes.
It's there.
I don't have like that weird the mom pouch thing that some women
get.
Yeah, same.
But it's smooth.
Yeah.
So at least there's that.
I know. Yeah.
I'm not going to show anybody ever, but
no,
you'll just have to take my word for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been fun. Like us, follow us, love us. We love you. Peace and happiness be with you.
You'll see this.
That was
the week of Christmas.
That was a new sign off.
The week of
I'm
Christmas.
just testing things
Merry
out.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Is it really? What?
It will be. Today's the 15th. So it'll be.
Christmas will be the following Monday.
Whenever we post this. Hopefully it'll be on a Wednesday. I don't know.
It has to be before the 24th because we just announced the Christmas giveaway.
It'll be before the 24th.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Have a great time wrapping and shopping if you're a late kind of girl like me. It is what it is.
All right, you ready?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. That was they have been really
so good lately.
Good.